trimming demo on a 3-inch cylinder, and I want you to check the bottom to see how thick it is. If it's very thin, then you're going to go with caution on the trimming, and if it's thick, I want you to be more aggressive. You will need a pin tool and this looped trimming tool for trimming. You also are going to need some clay that's a little bit stiff, not too soft, because you want it to work to anchor down your piece. So the first step is to center, and it's really hard sometimes as it's going around to know where to push on it to get it to the middle, and that's why we use a pin tool. If you hold your pin tool out to the edge and it hits in one spot, then you push on that spot where the pin tool mark is, towards the middle. And the goal is to get this to move around until the pin tool touches lightly on all the sides. You may need to erase your marks so that they don't confuse you. And just center by the bottom of the cylinder and not the rim, because the rim is probably in a whole nother place. And we're more concerned about the bottom where we're going to be actually trimming and using the tool. Okay, you can also test it from up here and draw circles, but that's if you've used your wooden knife and cut a nice clean circle around the bottom when you're throwing. Okay, so I think this is ready. So I get to anchor it down. You only need 3 points of contact. So I think this will work. Hold it so it doesn't move while you're putting the anchors on to the cylinder. And as you press your anchor, put pressure into the corner where the cylinder meets the bat. I'm pushing really hard towards the bat and up against the side. If you push towards your piece directly, it's going to squash it. And I say all these things because I've seen it happen, and I'm just trying to give you a little caution, a little precaution. So now I would test it. Make sure it's really actually sticking. When you feel good about it, then we can start. And I'm going to level off the bottom first. And I have a good tight grip on the tool. My arms are resting on my legs, just like when you're centering the piece. You want to be very stable. And this point is where you level it out. If it's crooked or wavy, you can get that nice and flat so that it'll rest flat on the table. And then do the same to the side. Get rid of any extra clay, bumpy clay that you might have. Now with the sides cleaned up and the bottom cleaned up and everything's level, you can start to design the foot. It might help to make some marks with your pin tool and decide, okay, the outside of my foot will be here and the inside is going to be here. This is the clay that I want to save and not cut away. In order to do that well, I protect those lines by making a little gutter and removing the clay on each side of the line. It helps me stay away from the foot, so I don't accidentally trim right over it. And now I'm going to remove the inside. It doesn't matter which one you do first. And I want to remove enough of the inside so that this corner can line up with this corner out here. And I think that looks good. Now I'm going to clean up the foot and remove these extra ridges that have formed. You can shape it, angle it. And then you can also compress some of it with your finger if it's soft, just around the edges, and then it won't be sharp after the firing. At this point, sign it. Peel away the anchors carefully, and then you have your finished cylinder.